The underdeveloped cities of the Northeast have a further problem. Their beautiful beaches attract foreign tourists, making Brazil the country with the second largest number of children and teenagers involved in prostitution. Brazilian Methodists see these problems in the context of their Christian heritage. 300 years ago, England began its industrialization process, much like Brazil today. It too faced massive social problems. Miserable living conditions, child labor, and alcoholism were rampant. John Wesley started the Methodist movement because he was distraught by the material and spiritual decadence. He wanted to reform the nation, especially the church, and spread biblical sanctity over the land because he saw the love of God and love of neighbor connected to the problems of society. His evangelism captured the imagination of the poor because it called him to a spirituality of action. The Methodist vision of the holistic gospel saw conversion leading to disciple study groups and social action. Wesley thought that living the Christian faith was building a movement of Christians that acted as if the world were their parish. Today, many Brazilians see the same connection between their social reality and the call to mission.
Como podemos anunciar o evangelho?
How can we announce the gospel without taking into account the social reality? Children need to feel they are important. They are citizens and need to see their potential for their family, their community, and why not for the nation as well.
Eu acredito que pela proposta.
Shade and Fresh Water is a way of living the holistic gospel. There are so many families that are not well structured. The project provides care for the children. It helps them develop character, grow spiritually, and learn what it means to be a responsible citizen. Shade and Fresh Water is a blessing that God placed in the hands of the Methodist Church.
Shade and Fresh Water is a project that enables us to put what we have learned in the Bible into practice. To talk about love is easy, but to love itself is difficult. To talk about serving is easy, but to serve itself is more difficult. This is a place where we stop just theorizing and get involved in practice.
A gente vê essas crianças chegando aqui.
Many times, children arrive here like little frightened animals that have been abused. They don't want us to get close or to touch them. Through love, they begin to open up and allow us to touch their lives. Many want to change the world and be involved in the church. Some who could barely read now speak and read the Bible in front of the church. We had a young boy who was quite involved in drug trafficking. He was away from home all day, being what you call a little airplane. He was carrying drugs for dealers because he was underage and could not be punished. His mother was desperate and asked us for help. Ever since he came here, he doesn't want to leave the project. We got him to go back to school. He has left the world of drugs, and his mother's so happy that she comes every week to help us with the cleaning.
The project was important to my life because I was involved with friends that took me in a bad direction. I was going around with guys that offered me drugs. Now I am with people that want to play soccer and ask me if I am working. Now I respect my parents a lot more. Really, I was doing a lot of bad things. If I hadn't gotten involved in the project, I would probably be living in the street or selling or using drugs. Yeah, the project really changed my life.
How you can help. The problems of children and teenagers in Brazil are bigger than the Brazilian Methodist Church can solve. You can become part of this ministry. You can pray for the Brazilian children and the Methodist volunteers that are involved in Shade and Fresh Water. You can come as a volunteer. Each year, the Shade and Fresh Water Network receives many individual volunteers and work teams. Your life will be touched if you come and give of your time and talents. Love is a universal language that touches and transforms our hearts. Communication through words helps, but the power of presence transforms giver and receiver alike. You can contribute to the Shade and Fresh Water Advance Special. To maintain a strong national network requires funds that are currently not available to the Shade and Fresh Water Network. You can help them produce new materials, provide training, and supply local projects through your contribution.
In 2010, Shade and Fresh Water completed 10 years of ministry. We are proud of the dedication of all those who have contributed to this important work. This program is changing the lives of many young people, and we want more of our churches to become part of this network.
Eu quero lhe dizer que isso é pra você, o menino Jesus. Que traz sua luz para encher o mundo de paz. Nasceu e ensinou o valor do amor.